Hello again and welcome to a new video. Today we're looking at this March 2021 BMW 530d Xdrive M Sport. This car's had two keepers from new. So it was registered, like I say, in March 21 and the last keeper has had it since June 2022. And he's just changed jobs and obviously changed his car for that reason. Now it's covered just 25,000 miles with full BMW service history. It's finished in carbon black metallic, which for those of you that don't know is sort of like a very dark blue, which looks black in the sort of at dusk, shall we say, and then in the light and the sun, you see like a sort of a dark metallic blue come through on the car. Now it's got some really nice packages on this vehicle. It's got the M Sport Pro pack, and the Shadowline pack, which gives you all the black gloss grills and finishes and trims. We've got the 846M alloy wheels. Incidentally, it's full BMW service history, in case I didn't say that. Now, the whole car has been detailed and machine polished here at Prestige Diesels and Sports, and the bodywork has come up beautifully. So the aim of the video is to show you all around the vehicle, pointing out any very tiny little marks that might be on the vehicle or anything like that, and to show you some of the spec on the car. So the videos are quite long, so you can always sort of fast forward to a section that you might want to see. So we're going to start at the front here. I'm going to come down low. Now, the lights, this has got the adaptive LED lights with high beam assist. And with the Pro Pack, they're dark on the inside, so they're black on the interior of the headlight. We've got front and rear parking sensors and park assist. So this car will fully park. Now, it's quite impressive because it does all the gear change. You basically take your hands off the steering wheel, your feet off the pedals, and monitor the surroundings, and it will fully park in a bay or parallel park at the side of the road. I'm just trying to show you all of the trims. You get tiny little dots from obviously little stones off the road, but there's no nasty chips or anything. There was a very, very subtle, don't even know if you can see it. There's like a tiny little impression just on the edge there, but it's so minor, it's not really showing up in the video. But all of the grills in really nice condition. If we come up onto the bonnet, again, there are no nasty stone chips. I think there are a couple of tiny, almost like dots that we just very gently touched in, but they've all been machine polished over. But if you look at the shine on the bonnet, it's a nicer shine than when they come straight from the factory, to be honest with you. They're always a little bit more orange peely. And if we come down and look down at the side, down the side of the car, let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. Can you see how true all the panels are? The reflections showing that there's no waves in there. It's not had any, damage or anything, no dents. So I'll just come around and show you that on the other side of the vehicle. It's a bit easier on this side because there's different reflection from what's in the background. And again, just zoom in and you can just see how nice it looks. So let's come back up. Now the car's also got comfort access. So you can walk up to the vehicle and just press the button on the handle, or put your hand into the handle, it'll unlock. And then the same to lock the car. There's a little bit on the handle that you press and it will lock the car. You can also set these BMWs to lock when you walk away from the car automatically and unlock as you approach the car. It's also got comfort access for the boot. So you can wave your foot underneath the boot and it will open. Just trying to show you around the vehicle. And again, the rear lights with that Pro Pack, you can see the black outline around the rear tail lights there, parking sensors, rear camera. You've got the M spoiler, and of course it's four-wheel drive as well. It's an Xdrive. You've got the little M spoiler on the boot there. I'm just going to come up onto the roof actually. Just blow a bit of dust. There's a little bit of cloth that we've wiped over it. There we go, it's gone. There's no marks on the roof, no bird dropping stains, no nasty chips, no nasty scratches or anything like that. We've got the sun protection glass at the back of the vehicle as well. And then I'll show you the windscreen. There are no chips, it's not pitted at all. We've got the heads-up display, part of the technology package which the car has fitted. I'm going to bring you down. So the front two tyres are brand new. Now this car had a set of tyres, well for instance the rear tyres, they're all BMW approved tyres. They're the Goodyear F1 tyres, 20-inch wheels, M Sport brakes. The back tyres were on 6mm and we replaced the front ones. Annoyingly, they were like new, but there was a couple of we only just caught sight of them, little bulges on the side. So we've replaced them with brand new tyres to match the back. They weren't cheap, they were about £500 for the set. I think they were 245 each fitted, so that's all been done. Now we've got the comfort access, so there's a little serrated bit. I don't know if you can just make that out there. So when you touch that, locks the car, put your hand inside, it unlocks. We've also got little LED lights under there, and we've got puddle lights underneath. So let's just come back out and round. I'm going to show you the driver's side now, and then we'll do the boot, I think, afterwards. So this is the driver's side of the vehicle. Unfortunately, we've got one light out in the showroom, which has made it a little bit darker in one spot. And all of the wheels are immaculate, no damage on any of the alloys. Show you this rear one. Really nice condition. No smart repairs that we've seen on the wheels or anything like that. All around the filler cap, no scratches. And then we've got the AdBlue there, the additive that splits the NOx, the gas that's harmful, into nitrogen and oxygen, which is what we breathe. So it makes the air a lot, the gases a lot cleaner. Let's just come down and show you. Got a really nice like diffuser style bottom of the bumper. Got the camera up under there. No marks, no scratches. Really nice lights. Nothing nasty on there. Xdrive badge. Okay, so let's take a look inside. We'll start this side. So we've got the DAKOTA leather with the exclusive stitching. So it's got like I think it's OYSTER stitching. And we've got the comfort seats in this car, which gives you memory seats both sides. Those little buttons, I can zoom in without shaking too much. And then you can adjust all the lighting inside. Got the Harman Kardon sound system. All of the door card in really nice condition. Got the Harman Kardon speakers down here. And up here, there's the memory button for the passenger side. All of the seal in really good condition. And then we've got comfort seats. Now, if you're not familiar with the comfort seats, basically this button at the front will extend the front of the seat out. This one will do the height up and down like so. Don't know if you can see that, but it's going up and down. Now this one to the back here, this will do the seat going backwards and forwards, the reclining section. Now this one here, this is like a rocker button, and halfway up the seat, it's hinged. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the creases that have just appeared? It bends that top section in, and as I put it back out, you'll see the creases. So it bends the seat at the top. And then we've also got headrests that you can pull out like so you can get really comfy. We've then got this rocker button here, which inflates the bolsters. And then we've got the lumbar, which will inflate the center of the seat. So, as it suggests, comfort seats are very comfortable. Now, the other thing is, if you go into the sport settings, you can set it so that when you go into sport, it will tighten up and inflate the seat to hold you more automatically, which I'll try and show you when we come round. Got this really nice, I forgot the name of it, but this really nice finish on the interior, like a engraved aluminium, I guess. And if we come in close down here, you can see there's no damage. We've got a split armrest that opens up. Now also with the M Sport Pro package, we have adaptive suspension, which I'll tell you about a bit more when we sit in the driver's seat. Let's come to the rear. Show you the door card again. We've got the Harman Kardon speakers, no damage on the edge of the seat. Sorry, the door card. There we go. Puddle lights. And then if we look at the seal, all the M Sport seal plaques are all in nice condition. No scuffs around here. All the way up and round. And then the backs of the front two seats, there's no damage on there. We've got two USB-C ports down at the bottom there, and a 12-volt port as well. I think we have got a blank we can put in there. I think when they were cleaning it, taking it out and not put it back in. Got the air vents there. And then we've got the DAKOTA level of the exclusive highlights, and you can see that pattern running up. M seat belts as well, with little colours down the side. Headrests, folding centre rests. We've got, if I just open that up, cup holders in the centre armrest. Sorry, it's just the lighting. There we go. So you can put your cups in there like so. And all the lighting runs all the way around all the door cards. So coming to the boot, I've got the key in my pocket, so one sweep with my foot underneath the bumper and the boot automatically opens. You'll notice that we have two buttons here, so we can fully lock the car from here. There's a setting inside that you can choose between locking the boot alone or locking the boot and all of the doors by pressing that padlock button. Coming down, no damage. Let's try and get a better, there we go. No nasty scuffs on the bumper or the interior. All the boot carpets in really nice condition. We've got also a 60-40 split, so it's got the through loading, so you can drop the seats using these levers just at the top, either side. Storage down there, more storage on this side, and it's all sealed in there. We've got the triangle up there, so we'll swoop our foot under the, let's try that one more time. So the lights flash and down the boots come. So if you need to carry a box out of the car, you don't have to get the key out your pocket or press anything. You just swoop your foot underneath and that comes down. Let's check out this door card. Nothing to report on there in the way of damage or anything. all in really nice condition. Just check all down there. What we're looking for is on this edge, sometimes the seat belt can get trapped between the door and it can put like a hole in there. But nothing on here. And the same with the sill here. The seat belts haven't been trapped in the side and there's no damage or dents or anything. All of the leather, as you can see, in really nice condition. ISOFIX in there. And again, the back of those front comfort seats. Let's move on to the driver's door. All of the door edges I've already checked. There's no scratches on the edges or chips. Nothing around the door handles. Let's open that up there. I'm just going to flick the lights off. Put them on auto. There we go. So driver's door card. No damage on there. And just check down the side. No damage there. And if we look at the seal, all the way from the front, all immaculate, all of the plaques with your tyre pressures, etc. And the buttons for the comfort seats. And if we check out the leather on the driver's seat, it's just, so I'm trying to do this holding a piece of paper with all the spec written down, so much to remember. And then the seat all the way up, all of the leather in lovely condition. In fact, while we're here, check out the centre armrest, there's no marks on there. And the steering wheel, all in really nice condition. We've got auto headlights, park lights, etc. Got that individual black gloss finish as well. Now we've got the Live Pro navigation system with the technology pack. So it's a digital cockpit, heads-up display. Just want to show you all around the gear shift area here. All of the black gloss is in really nice condition. I'll show you a bit more when I jump in. Quite a lot of light coming through. In fact, Dan, could you pull the shutter down halfway, please? So we're just going to pull the shutter down. That's allowing all this light in. Because when I show you in here, it might be a bit better. We've also got the folding electric mirror button there, the manual one. Now also, with this button here, this is for your left and right mirrors. If you leave it on the left, I believe, when you go into reverse, the near side mirror will tilt down to the curb. But if you leave it on the right, it won't. So you can sort of leave it in whichever position suits you at the time. Now, on the steering wheel, all of these buttons here, this is like a mode button, roll wheel, press to select. This is for the heads up and the display above. And then we've got the cruise control and speed limiter on this side, again with a roller wheel, press to select, resume. We've got the adaptive headlight button here. I'm going to start the vehicle up. We've also got, with the Comfort Access, we've got electronic steering column. So when you set the memory, it will memorize the steering column, the seats and the mirrors. Just going to turn the fan down. Okay, so you can see 25,004 miles. Now, if I was to press that, yeah, so that's the adaptive lights coming on the left there. See that with the little A in it? So using a camera up on the top here, the adaptive lights will follow the steering wheel angle to light up the road better, and the high beam assist part of the system will dip the main beam when headlights from other cars coming towards you, or you're driving to a lit area. It'll dip the lights automatically, and then once you're past, it'll then bring on the main beam to light the road up. Now you can also see that we've got the sat nav in the center here. Now currently we have the heads up display on, so this projects in front. Now I'm just going to try and get this. Now we've got sport displays just below to the left of the reg number. Let me see if I can hold the camera more smoothly. Now if I press that mode button, you can see that the selection for radio, let's turn that down, and then we flick through it. It's quite hard because it's just on the grille of that car, but I can see it really clearly if I'm not looking at the camera. So the heads-up display all working there. Now when you've got sunglasses on, it's very hard to see that, and on the older models you'd have to turn it off completely and it would bring the information down here. If we currently press the BC button, it will flick through a few windows. That's shows you what station we're currently on. There's your gear and your drive mode select, and then MPG, and then back to where we were. Now if we go to the main system, then we've got a big touchscreen system here. Now if we go into car settings, and then we go to displays here, when you change drive modes it will change the color of the display. But if we go into heads up display, we've got brightness, height, etc. In fact, I'll use the iDrive wheel so my hand's not in the way. Now when you come down to here, look, display, you can take it from the heads up display up to the down to the instrument cluster. So now when we use the buttons on the right of, is it on the right of the steering wheel? Yes. So the buttons on the right of the steering wheel, you're getting what was displayed up on the heads up display down here for radio stations, the news, etc. and things like that. But you haven't actually turned the heads up display fully off. It's still got, if I just, you can just see there's a, to the left of the reg plate, there's like a rev counter. That's the M Sport display, and below it says 0 miles per hour, so that'll be your speed, and it'll show you navigation directions as well. But like I say, it's also brought everything down here, so with your sunglasses on you can see things that you're using on there. So we'll put that back up to heads up display. You can reduce the height of the display as well. Rotation, by the way, is it can, if it doesn't look quite straight, you can sort of tilt it like so to straighten it out. So that's what that does. Okay, there are so many things to show you. I think what we'll do next is the active guard, which is this button. Now it's, I don't know if you can see, that's green at the moment. So that's showing that everything's live. So that's press on there. Now if we go along to configure, this is the front end collision warning, which we can set on early, medium or late. And we've also got pedestrian warning. So it will intervene with the brakes if a pedestrian goes to walk out in front of the vehicle. They call that intelligent safety. I'm going to drop now into reverse, because while we're on that side of things, we've got the rear view camera. We've also, let me just check, yeah, so we've got rear view camera, parking sensors, the self park. Now the self parking on these is very impressive. If you're driving along and you've got it activated up here, you would approach, say for example, a parallel parking space as if you were going to park normally with your indicator on, say for the left hand side. You'd stop the vehicle, and then up on the top here is a message, and as you go into reverse it will take over and basically park the car. It will reverse steer, brake, change gear and fully park the car. I did it for a customer the other day and they were just so taken back by how quickly it did it. It was really impressive. Now if we come over to this panel here, reverse assistant, this is when you're reversing, it will actually guide you as well. Let's just come down. Camera picture we can adjust in there, and then settings, that's where I was wanting to go. So we've got the automatic parking feature turned on. Emergency intervention. Now this is where if you're reversing up, it will, if it senses, in fact if I turn it on, look, that's the rear sensor and side sensors. So if you're reversing back in a car park and a child or someone was to walk out behind you or from the side, it will automatically apply the brakes and stop the car for you so you don't hit that person. So that's quite a nice feature once you're aware of it being turned on, because if you're not aware of it and the brakes come on, you sort of think, oh my god, what's going on here? But and then you've got the park assist, alert if parking space detected. Obviously it'll make sure the space is big enough, your volume for your parking sensors, etc. Yeah, so when you're reversing, in fact, if we go into, we're in reverse, so look, it'll tell you, I don't know if you can make that out, let's come in a bit, how many yards, etc. when you're going back. Let me just pull forward a bit. I've not actually used that one as much as the parking one, but a very, very clever system. So let's just put the brakes back on. As I say, it's all touch screen. Now, there's more than one screen. Now, the nice thing is you can set these screens up. So, in fact, if we press this button up here, let's delete that page. Let's create a new one. And then you can choose from here. So let's say we want sport displays, we want, what else do we want? Journey data. And then over here, we'll have map view on this side. Map views, like navigation, okay. In perspective. Accept. Okay, did I do that right? I'll tell you what, let's choose a different one. Sport, oh, let's have the weather. No, we won't. Being indecisive. There's something else in here that we've got that's quite handy, and that is the personal assistant, where you can talk and ask for certain things. Accept that page. So then we've got the personal assistant on the right, we've got our sport displays and so forth, and you can make up as many of these pages as you need, I believe. I've never maxed it out myself, but we've got different things on this one as well. This one's got the media, telephone, and map. So that's just go back. So with the media, we have got Apple CarPlay on here. It's got the remainder of some of the iDrive options as well. Got screen mirroring, Spotify, your mobile devices, very easy to link up on here. Let me use the back button so it'll be easier. So personalized menu has come out of there. Communication obviously for your phone. Then we've got the navigation. Now with your navigation, you can change the map there. Now again, do this in all the videos, you can save these settings. So I'm going to save that on number 6, and if we wanted perspective view, I'm going to save that on number 7. So we can just flick between numbers 6 and 7, it will change the view. You can also use these buttons for shortcuts to dialing your contacts as well. God, the light is very yellow. Let's try and get this okay. I think that'll be as best as we can get for now. We've also got traffic information up here. If I come across, we can change the theme of the map. We can have a weather map. We can have the petrol stations on there. Setup of map. We've got a lot of features down on this side, what it will show you on the map. And then more settings on this one, route guidance, etc. And we can also split the screen. Let's go back out of there so you can have 2 different screens. That's come back down. Let's take the split screen off for now. Okay, now if we come down to car, we've got vehicle status. So we've got tyre pressure warning, engine oil, check control messages, service requirements, and you'll see that in here we already have the first service, or PDI at 6 miles, first service which would have been an oil and filter. Now it's due in 7,000 miles, so what I've decided we're going to do the brake fluid early, and we're going to do the engine oil early, so that the next owner of the vehicle hasn't got anything to do. The first MOT is coming up in March, and the nice thing about the BMW is if you take it into BMW for its MOT on time, anything apart from tyres, but you have like an MOT guarantee on the vehicle, and they will do an end of warranty check on the vehicle. So if they find anything, it'll all be done before the warranty ends. So that's well worth noting. And I think the next owner, what I'll do, I'll get them to set a reminder in their phone maybe a month before, so they can book it in, because that's well worth doing. We've then got settings. Now we've got the displays as we looked at. For the heads up, the instrument cluster, we can have converted speed. So as it suggests down here, it will show you miles per hour and kilometers an hour, which is now showing down there. Great for if you're going abroad, and you've got both displayed on there. Engine power display, rev counter, and then your heads up display is also in that list. Control display, that's for the brightness on the screen. Doors, okay, tailgate. Open with foot movement, close with foot movement, so that's both turned on. Digital key, this is where you can set your phone up, I believe, as a key for the car. So that you can do through the BMW app, I believe. Comfort access, okay, so this is where you can have it to unlock by approaching the car and lock by leaving. Now I'm going to turn those off for now because of what I'm doing. Lock in a few minutes, lock after pulling away, unlock at end of journey, switch off after door opening, flash for unlock, fold mirrors in, acoustic sound when you lock the car. We don't need that on at the moment, but you can set it to fold the mirrors in automatically. We've got interior lighting. We've got a selection of different colours. I can put it all on blue. In fact, if I flick through some of these colours, I'll go to green, green and white, lilac, and then we've got lilac and white, and you'll notice it sort of fades out across. And let's go back to, I think we'll put it back to, actually let's try, we've got orange as well. So got a nice orange, and you've also got bronze. So we're going to leave it on blue. I like the blue. The blue and the black looks good. Shows you all the colours there. Dynamic light. Select comfort and warning functions supplied by light effects. Oh, so the lighting will change depending on the comfort, some other setting that you might have selected in the car. Seat, comfort seats, driver's seat. Show seating position, save as seating position. Adopt seating position automatically. Now the other thing I'm going to show you, if I put this back to the normal screen, I'm going to reach down to put my hand on the buttons. Now it's sensed that my hand is there. I'm moving the seat forward and back, and the back bit there, and the rocker bit at the top, and up and down, and it shows you what button you've got your hand on basically. See that? Very clever. So that's really handy. Now let's come out of there. I'm going to have to go back into here very quickly. Climate. Now this is where you can set the ventilation, temperature adjustment for driver and passenger. You'll notice there's this signal, the picture there, and that is part of the gesture control. So I've put, and that's taken us into the handbook. So I'm just going to press the back button. Ventilation, seat heating distribution. So you can change also, let's do that again, how much heating you have at the top or the bottom of the seat for each front seat. Let's go down to this one and just change that to the middle. We'll leave that on there. Climate control rules, okay, so we can have the seat heating set individually, so when the car falls below a certain temperature, it'll automatically bring the seat heating on, and also the steering wheel heating if you require. So we've got steering wheel heating down here. So as you can see, there's a lot more to these cars than first meets the eye. That's why the videos are so long. Now, if we come out of there, what we've got next, key buttons. This is where you can select what the keys do, how many doors they open, etc. Sorry about the, there we go. And the tailgate and doors together, which I mentioned earlier. I think we've pretty much, climate and comfort, we did that, yeah. We've pretty much done all of those. Driver assist, safety warnings, parking manoeuvring, we've done that page. Exterior lighting, that's for your indicators, your one touch or once, especially good for on the motorway, you just need to dab the indicator. Daytime driving lights, rear, welcome and goodbye lights, home lights. Oh, the other thing I wanted to just see if it's going to work. Right, so I've opened the door up and say it's at night. Can you see the actual door card lights? The engine's running. Can you see they're flashing? So all of the lights on that door will flash at night to warn other cars that there's a door there open. Just remembered that one. So the list goes on, doesn't it? Okay, driver modes, right. Okay, now this is your driving mode. So this car has the adaptive suspension. Now for me, this is one of the nicest options on the car apart from the technology package. So essentially you have different shock absorbers that have a valve that will can change the quality of the ride from like a comfort soft ride to a sportier, firmer ride. And I drove this car home last night, and I've got to say, it's just a pleasure to drive. It's so comfortable, so smooth, a nice smooth ride. So when I come out of here, I'm going to press Eco Pro. Now straight away, everything's gone blue. We're driving in economy. Now we can configure the economy mode, and you'll see here that we've got an efficiency of 80%. If we reduce the speed that we want to drive at, let's take it down to 60. You'll then press OK. You'll see the efficiency's then gone up to 95%. So if you're doing a lot of miles, you can set this up so you can read off how well, how good your economy is. You can see that this will adjust how much power you take for climate, seat heating, lighting, shutting down some of the lights. Ooh, let's turn it back on. And then your driving dynamics, we've got comfort or sport. So if you want a firmer ride, you can have sport, comfort. So in the economy setting, I always leave everything on comfort. We've got the same for the steering. Sport will tighten up the steering, comfort's a little bit more relaxed. Okay, if we come out of there, if we then press comfort, this is a preset balanced setting. We then go through to sport, and then we can configure the individual side of sport in here. Again, sport and comfort for the suspension, steering, engine, and also the transmission. And then here we have the seat dynamic driving. So basically, as it suggests here, it will squeeze the sides in on either both seats or just the driver's seat. So when you go into the sports setting in individual, you can set the seats to squish you in a bit and hold you firm. Reset to sport standard. So all of that's done using this button down here. I think I'm pretty much getting there now. I think we've covered, you've got all your BMW apps. We've also got Android Auto on this one, as well as Apple CarPlay. And then we've got personal assistant, which you can set up and you can ask it different things. We've got Amazon on there, Alexa, Ringo for the parking. There's quite a few different, let's just flip this up manually. Automatic window, what's that? No idea. Functional, okay, so not set up for that. What's this? Oh, lap timer. So you've got a lap timer in there. So various different items in there. I think we've pretty much covered all of that now. I'm gonna just make sure those lights turned? Oh, we had everything dimmed down. Right. Then we've got dual climate control down here. You can synchronise the temperatures either side as well. The button just over here. We've got heated seats like so. 2 separate fan speeds for this one. Nice. And traffic information, maximum climate. And then under here we have the wireless phone charging. We've got a USB-C, cup holders there, etc. All nicely lit up under there. Now the gearbox, this is the other thing I was going to say. You've got your driving modes here, but the gearbox, when you select over to the side, let's change this menu here. It's coming, it's the next one, I think. Yes, I'll flick it back to the left, so that's drive automatic. Then we've then got sport on the gearbox. That's automatic until you pull a paddle where it'll go into a manual mode. Well, all the time it's in sport, it will stay in manual mode until you put the gear shift lever back over to the right. If you're driving in comfort generally and you use a paddle, after a few seconds it will usually go back into drive on its own. So let's put that. We've also got brake hold. So if we put it into drive, press brake hold, up on the top right, you'll see the sign. Now we've got it in gear, handbrake's off, and the auto hold is on. Now if I touch the accelerator, it comes off. I've then pressed the foot back onto the brake and it's holding. I'm going to put the, so quite handy for traffic jams, etc. We've got a USB-C in the center there. Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything. We've got all the books in here as well. Now I've wrote this list, so it'd be rude not to check I've covered everything on this list. Wireless charging, gesture, the gesture control, we should just show you that. So volume, up and down, the squirrel of your finger. When you do this, it's put it on mute, take it off of mute. You can set these up in settings. Oh, there is another thing. It's under general settings, and you go down to gesture control, and you can turn gesture control off, or you can select a function. So 2 fingers. We've got it for mute, so you can do that. Junction. The other one is like this. Navigate to home address. So you can set all that up in there. And I saw something else. Speed warning. There's so much on these cars. There was one other thing I just saw, and I was going to tell you. Active guard. We've done the adaptive suspension, fold rear seats. We've done visited about comfort access between boot and spoiler. I'm pretty sure we've gone through everything. Okay, right. Let's take a look under the engine bay. It'll come to me right at the end of the video what I was just about to say, but isn't that always the way? So let's jump out. Pop the bonnet. So this is the straight 6 twin powered turbo engine. So it's not 2 turbos. It is a twin scroll turbo, which means it's got 2 inlet ports into the turbo, which allows it to spool up much quicker. It's much more efficient, better for fuel economy, better for power. The fuel economy and the power delivery on these is amazing. And if you look through the advert, the figures will be in there. For some reason, they've gone from the top of my head. But this is all in really nice condition under here. All of our engine bays are cleaned very carefully by hand. We don't just throw a jet wash at these engine bays. You can do a lot of damage taking your car in and having someone just throw a jet wash. There are so many electronics on cars nowadays. It's a very delicate area to be throwing water at an engine. So this is generally done with a lot of maintenance spray, and then it's all polished, all up under the bonnet up here is all polished and shiny. So a really clean, shiny new engine bay under there. And all that power, again, as I say, is all matched by the four-wheel drive system, a very clever system that has like a magnetic multi-plated clutch system that can throw power from the front to the rear in, I think it's like 0.2 of a second. If you Google it, it's quite an interesting read. But there we have it, our 530 Xdrive with a great amount of spec on it. Now, as I say, the warranty runs out in March. We have some extended warranties that you can take out here that have almost like a like-for-like match with the BMW product, because they're all underwritten policies, the warranties on used cars. But please ask me for more details. Ours is a fraction of the price, and I'd say it covers so many items on the car, it's impossible to list them. But it also covers oil seals and gaskets, which is quite rare to see on any policy. And you can take that policy out now to start from the end of the manufacturer's policy, and for as long as 4 years. We also have some finance options, all with Santander and a couple of other companies. So if you need any finance, please give me a call as well. But there we have it. I hope the video was helpful. I know it was quite long, but thanks for taking the time to watch it. All the best now. Bye.